That was intense. Where do I even begin? Okay, so the shadows that I used, hey guys, welcome back to Amanda's Aesthetics. For those of you that are new, my name is Amanda. How is everybody today? Today I am very excited because we are going to be doing another painting inspo. I am ecstatic for this one, and when you guys see the color story, you will understand why. This is a painting that we are going to be creating an eyeshadow look based off of. I just love this color story. I love the complementary colors, like they're so opposite from each other. You have the orange, yellows, and reds, but then you also have like the turquoise and this like green. I don't know if you guys can see that, but there is some like green up here. This one I actually made for my parents upon request, and they chose the colors and everything like that, so I do have to give them credit for that. It turned out really nice in my opinion, and I've been wanting to do a look inspired by this painting for a really long time, so I am excited to finally do that with you guys. So I've already gone through my collection and tried to color match to the best of my ability, and as always, I will have a picture of the painting somewhere up top so that you guys know what I'm referencing to. I think I forgot in my last painting inspo video to include swatches, but I will definitely go ahead and include swatches in this video so that you guys can see what all the shadows look like in order next to each other. Before we get started though, we do have a super satisfying video. Who's ready? Because I'm ready. Today's video is brought to you by a family-owned and family-run, eco-friendly, handmade candle company called Aroma All. I will link them up top and in the description down below. They create amazing candles, and they use very natural products. Everything is handmade. The scents are incredible. Aroma All has satisfying videos for days on their Instagram, so if you have not checked them out already, go ahead and do so. They are amazing. So before we jump into the look, let's go ahead and check the video out. That looks so good, I literally want to eat it. It reminds me of candy. It reminds me of how they would make candy, even though I'm not entirely sure what the process is, but I figure that that's what they would do if they were going to be making candy, something similar to that. If you haven't already, go check out Aroma All on their Instagram and on their website. They have great candles. Go pick some up since we are home anyway, indefinitely, so... And now, let's jump right into the look. Come on, you stupid hair. Cooperate. I'm starting off with my Kaleidos Futurism 4 palette, and I'm taking this bright yellow called Level Up, and I'm putting that right under my eyebrow and above my brow bone. And I'm just building this color up a bit to get it as pigmented and bright as possible. Next, I'm taking my Kaleidos Escape Pod palette and I'm tapping into this bright orange shade called Tango and putting this like on my brow bone or right under that yellow shadow. I'm taking some more of that bright yellow that we just used, Level Up, and I'm putting that in between the yellow and the orange to help blend those two together. That orange is a very pigmented shade, and so I was having a little bit of trouble blending those two shadows together, so I went into my Colored Raid Vivid Pigments palette, and I took the shade Lemon Drop, which is a little bit more of a golden yellow as opposed to the Level Up, which is more bright yellow, and that just helped the two shadows blend together better. Of course, I decided to do this step after I started my eyeshadow, but I applied some tape to create a more defined wing. After starting to apply these shadows, I started to get an idea of what I wanted this look to turn out to be, and you guys will see what we come up with. Palette number 3 is my Juvia's Place Saharan palette, and I'm going into this very bright and pigmented red called Shoutout. I took the shadow right under the orange as well as all over my lids. Back into my Kaleidos Escape Pod palette, I'm taking the shade Tango again to help the red and orange blend together a little bit more. And then same thing with that yellow shade Lemon Drop, just applying a little bit more to help the orange and the yellow blend out better. I'm taking a little bit more of that Shoutout red shadow and pulling that inwards towards the inner part of my crease. I'm taking my Kaleidos Tone Activator Eye Primer, and this is what I use to prime my eyes, and I'm just using this to cut the crease. I use the primer rather than concealer because I like the consistency of it, that it's much thinner. However, going over such a pigmented bright shadow as this red, I really should have used concealer, and so I had to go over this a couple layers so that I could get the coverage that I really wanted to. This took a really long time to dry, but this is how it was looking. I'm going into my Huda Beauty Mercury Retrograde palette, and I'm going into this gorgeous aqua, minty, light turquoise shadow called Haze, and applying that all over where I just cut the crease. I then just took a much smaller, thinner brush, and I went into the same shade Haze and just went around the edges of where I cut the crease to add that defined line. I'm going into my NARS single shadow in the shade Pasiphae, I believe it's pronounced, which is this gorgeous bronze to green duochrome. And just for the sake of this video, we're going to consider this a palette, but I apply this to the outer corners of my lid. I just peeled off the tape and there was a little bit of primer that bled through because it was so thin, so I just cleaned that up with a Q-tip. Back into that gorgeous NARS single shadow Pasiphae, I'm putting that on the outer corners of my lower lash. Palette number 6 is my much loved BH Cosmetics Aurora Lights palette. If you do not own this bad boy, go pick one up because it's incredible. But I'm going into the shade Glowing, which is this gorgeous green, and applying that to my lower lash line as well as on the center of my lids, and I'm blending that into the NARS shadow. Taking a little bit more of that blue shadow Haze, I'm just brightening up my inner lids. And then taking just a little bit of that shade Glowing, I'm just helping to blend the blue and that green together. For liner, I'm using my Physicians Formula 2-in-1 Boosting Eyeliner and Serum Liquid Eyeliner in black. I love this eyeliner. It doesn't do anything for my lashes, but I can get a very nice, thin, even line with it.
Then I had this genius idea to use my Lip Bar liquid eyeshadow in the shade Girl Next Door, which is this really pretty copper, and I used that as eyeliner right on the edges of where I applied that black liner. I also used this to outline under my wing, and I took this under my eye, just in the outer corner of my lower lash, but just to tie everything together. This liquid eyeshadow is not meant to be used as a liner, and it was quite chunky and not super dry and easy to work with, so I had to keep tapping back into it multiple times. Taking my Physicians Formula liquid liner again, I'm just going over that black just to give it a nice, sharp, defined line between the black and the copper. Last but not least, palette number 8 is Natasha Denona's brand new palette, the Bronze palette, and I'm going into the shade True Copper and just applying that on the inner corners of my crease. For my lower waterline, I'm going into the LA Girl Shockwave Neon Eyeliner in the shade Screamin', which is this really pretty bright yellow, just to give it a pop. And then for my upper waterline, I'm using my Maybelline Line Express eye pencil in black. And for mascara, I'm using my Tarte Lights Camera Lashes Mascara in black, and I'm just blacking those bad boys out. And then for my inner corners, I use my Maybelline Master Chrome Highliner in Molten Gold. And this is the end result, guys.
We are done. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. That was intense. Where do I even begin? Okay, so the shadows that I used, I like how all the different colors kind of like combine together, and again, this was one of these looks that just kind of like came together as I was making it, sort of thing. Really quickly before I forget, what I have on my lips is the YSL, what is this? Velvet Cream? Guys, I don't know. This is what it is. I got like a little sample of it from Sephora today, actually, and I had to try it out, and I do like it a lot. I like how it feels on my lips. It is very thin, and when you put it on, it almost like gives you this like nummy cool feeling, almost like a lip plumper, but I don't think it is supposed to plump your lips, so I don't know. Looks. Okay, so I had a hard time with the orange, nothing with the shadow, just that I kept kind of like blending it out with the red. I feel like the red kind of really overtook the orange. The yellow stayed, which I did like. I had a hard time with cutting the crease. I tried to use the eye primer by Kaleidos because it's pretty thin compared to like concealer, so it's easier to blend over, but I don't know, I was just having a hard time today with it. I don't think the cut crease came out too bad though, especially since I don't really do cut creases. I'm just starting to get into it. The turquoise, at first I thought it was a little too blue, but I actually think that it worked really well. Okay, this shit, this Lip Bar liquid eyeshadow, do not, I repeat,
do not
use this as liner. I tend to use liquid eyeshadow as liner a lot if I don't have the right liquid liner color that I'm looking for, and I tend to have a good time with it, but this was just so chunky. Like, when I say chunky, I mean chunky. And like, I was kind of putting it on my hand and then dabbing the brush into the shadow on my hand, and I could just tell by the way that it was just flaking off my hand as it was drying. So this is definitely not the shadow to use for a liquid liner. I highly recommend you do not use this as liner, but I tried my best. It is kind of chunky, but it's okay, I think. This green that I added right on the lower lash and in the inner corners is stunning. Let me just, I love Aurora lights. I use it all the time, but this shadow, I don't think I've ever actually tapped into this shadow, and it is gorgeous. So pretty. And it's almost like, it almost has like a duochrome effect to it, where it has that green, but it also has like a gold tint to it. So that is a really pretty color. I'm definitely gonna be using that a lot more. Okay, let's see. So I do like the lipstick, but I do feel like once I put this lipstick on, I remembered why I don't wear dark red lipstick, and that is because I am already white as a ghost, and when I put a dark lipstick on, I just look so much whiter, so much whiter. So I wore it for the sake of the look, because the look is insane, but yeah. So let me show you guys the look next to the painting. Yeah, I'm definitely really happy with this. I wasn't sure how it was going to turn out, especially with such different colors, but it worked out not bad. Not bad. I think it's kind of working, so I'm just going to go with it. We're just going to go with it. We used 8 palettes, including the little NARS single shadow, which I will include as a palette because I used it. Again, huge shout out to Aroma All day. Thank you so much for letting me use your gorgeous video. Every time I watch it makes me hungry. I know you guys really enjoy these painting inspiration videos, and I really enjoy making them. So if you guys have any tips or tricks or any suggestions or recommendations or requests or anything at all, go ahead and leave it in the comments down below. If you did like this video, go ahead and like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. It's always so fun to record videos for you guys. I hope you guys are enjoying the content that I'm creating. If you have any suggestions of videos or anything like that, go ahead and leave it down in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!